Hi, welcome to Family Law with Justine Clark. Today I'm going to talk to you about divorce and separation and some of the considerations you might need to think about.
When should I be finalising my divorce?
Well, that's entirely up to you. There are a few considerations. The first consideration is, have you and your spouse or partner been separated for 1 year and 1 day? If not, then you cannot file an application for divorce. So the requirements are that you have to be living separately and apart for 1 year and a day, or separated under the one roof for 1 year and a day, with no resumption of cohabitation occurring.
So what do you mean by separated?
Well, this is a tricky question. Separation generally means that parties to a relationship have, by conduct or verbally, communicated their intention to end the relationship or marriage and not resume that relationship. Often this occurs whilst people are living under the one roof in the matrimonial home. And in those circumstances, you can still establish that you have separated, but you have to have an element of conduct or communication of that separation to your spouse. And generally, the case law requires that parties not look after each other in the way in which spouses would usually look after each other in the one roof. For example, not doing each other's laundry, not doing each other's cooking. Intimate relations may occur, but not as an ongoing basis. And there has to be an intention for each party to separate with finality. So that can be a little bit tricky to prove, and often you are required to file some level of affidavit evidence, at least in the context of a divorce with a separation under the one roof, of family and friends who are aware that you've separated and who are aware that you're conducting yourself as if you are a separated couple.
And why does the date of separation matter?
It only matters insofar as it's relevant to a divorce application. It's also relevant to the court considering the duration of your relationship and marriage. And often there are arguments where separation isn't clearly communicated between spouses as to when that date occurred. It's particularly problematic in de facto couples, in circumstances where there's an argument about the duration of the relationship. The family law courts only have jurisdiction to determine de facto property settlement matters if the relationship has been of 2 years of duration. Now, that time can occur cumulatively, so you can be together for a few months and then living separately and then together for a few months until you get to that cumulative period of 2 years. But it does matter insofar as divorce and in that de facto context in terms of assessing the length of the relationship, and also in marriages and de facto relationships where they have where there's a longer period of the de facto relationship or marriage, but there's an argument about whether or not that occurred earlier or later, as that can impact on the property settlement. I believe that investing in strategic family law advice with me will assist you to know where you stand in relation to your parenting and financial matters, negotiate your matter with your spouse or have me negotiate on your behalf, and will result in a favourable outcome for you and your family.